Why did I do this? Why not do it? Because the cruise line always wins. Cruise long enough, never change the ships, the cruise line takes you. Unless, when that perfect cabin comes along, you book fast. Then you take the cruise line.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go. Good value out of a cruise line? You got to be out of your goddamn mind! They got casinos, they got shops, they got shore excursions, they got upcharged dining, they got enough Swarovski to make your eyes bleed. It's never been tried. Oh, it's been tried. You know the 3 most successful good value trips in the history of cruising? Number 3, the bronze medal. A guy once got a cheap drinks package from Royal Caribbean. He made it all the way to week 2 before they got him. Bang! Speciality dining. Bang! Duty free that's no cheaper than Tesco. Bang! Eyeball photo package. Second most successful? This guy even tasted fresh air. Then whack! Deck sail. He could barely walk under all that inch of gold. And the closest that any man has ever come to getting a good value cruise was Jack in 1912. He came, he cruised, iceberg. But what am I saying? You guys are pros. I'm sure that you can book a good value cruise. But even if you make it outside, you're still in the middle of the fluffing ocean. Just out of curiosity, which cruise line did you geniuses pick to get a bargain from? I thought P&O. You gotta be nuts! And you gotta need a team as nuts as you. Who you got in mind? Aurora. Not as young as she once was, but she's still incredibly beautiful. Aging gracefully, nobody with a bad word to say about her. Even if the maintenance slips once in a while. Ventura. Every good team needs some calm within the storm. Ventura stays level and level-headed when the waves start crashing. Another ship starts to rock. Showing its age, but cool, drama-free, and a little smug. Iona. Not European, but chasing that MSC package holiday vibe. No Swarovski staircase yet, but it's still shiny, and you feel like it's only a matter of time. Iona has mass appeal, but will still bewilder you with bizarre Euro chaos. Ugly, sure. Somehow still sexy and charismatic. Britannia. Built on foreign shores, but doing a cartoonish British accent. This ship doesn't have that old school charm. It doesn't trade in gimmicks, bells or whistles. It doesn't even have sea view cabins. It's a hands-on, practical workhorse. Arcadia. Older, not many people's first choice and often overlooked. It's a blink and you'll miss it kind of ship, and just like its atrium, it's hiding in plain sight. If you don't keep your wits about you, this ship can empty your pockets. Azura. The other side of the same coin. Ventura's equal. Ventura's calm under pressure. Azura's cool when there is no pressure. Like Ventura if it went on holiday. To the Canaries maybe. And like all cruise ships, it's always eating. 6 ought to do it, don't you think? You think we need one more? You think we need one more? Alright, we'll get one more. Arvia. Bigger, brasher, more expensive than the rest of the fleet. You might not like this aggressive, loud addition to the team, but this is the way that things are going. Bigger is better, and it's all about spectacle. Even if you can get a Sunday roast, there has to be a twist. Okay, step 1. Join all the mailing lists. P&O, Seascanner, Bolsover, all of them. Book way in advance, as soon as a cruise goes on sale. If a balcony is the right price, book it, but only when it's warm. A winter trip around Northern Europe, inside cabins only. If the select fare is £100 or less, take it. That's cheap parking or busing. If not, save a fare. Do not be tempted by a discount on the drinks package. 10% sounds good, but what if it's 10% off a bill that's 40% more than you would have spent? Drinks packages exist to make money, not to save it. If select fare worked out okay, then choose a cabin if you want, but do not pay extra for the privilege. The good cabin, bad cabin thing is a myth. Now we wait. You're going to get offers, emails tempting you to bid on a cabin upgrade. Don't even read them. Just click delete. If you want specialty dining, now is the time to book, but only if there is a discount. If not, wait. If there's a lot of space, then discounts will be available on board. The same applies to the spa. If you want to wallow in hot bubbly water, have a stranger rub you, decorate you, wax you, book pre-boarding if there are offers available. If not, wait. Once on board, if you do go to the spa, before they release you back into general population, they will give you the hard sell. Yeah, that pot of goop smells nice. Just remember what it's called. Buy it on Amazon when you get home. P&O shops are run by Hardings. I've served time with them and I can tell you this. The prices are not always lower than they are on land, so do not assume. If there's something of any value that you want to buy, the manager is authorized to give 20% off. Sometimes, bigger discounts can be requested from Bristol, especially if they haven't made target. Nobody wants a paper photo in a cardboard frame. And think how a picture of eyeballs will look in the dining room wall before you let holiday spirit say yes. Clarendon Art Galleries, same. But we're doing Oceans, not Thomas Crown. Don't make sacrifices. Do what you want to do. Buy what you want to buy. But don't let temptations separate you from your money. Don't be upsold. Don't pay more than you have to. And if you do it right, you can even make P&O carry the bags. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that these ships are all men. Well, watch Oceans 8 if you want a female cast. Oceans 7, done.